Hi, this is Mel from Bangle Whisper. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Today I'm going to do another story, and this story is a ghost story too. So Lucy used to live in the city, and her old apartment building was sold to a developer. So she had no choice but to move out of her old apartment building. And she really loved living there, and her job was very close by. She was a preschool teacher and was in walking distance, and she did not have any car and she did not drive. So she was given about 2 months notice, and so all she had was 60 days to find a place to live, whether it's apartment or a house. And since she did not drive, so she couldn't go far away, so she had to find something close by. Now she was looking, and almost 30 days passed, and she couldn't find anything, and she was worried because she had only 30 more days left to get out of that place. And one day she was in the grocery store, and there she met her old friend, and his name was Mo. And she was speaking to Mo. She mentioned to Mo that she's having a hard time finding a place to live because her problem what she's having. And Mo happened to mention that his grandma just passed away recently, and she lived in the countryside, but she did leave him her property and assets, him being the only son. Mm. Now, he was only son for his parents, and his dad was only son for his grandma. And then grandma lived there all her life, and her parents also lived there, which is most great grandma lived there. So the place had a good house in the countryside, and had a water supply next to it, had a beautiful garden to eat throughout the year, and has a storage shed with a cooler to store all the fruits and vegetables for the winter, and had a community garden which everybody was gardening and sharing food. So and it had a lot of possibilities and opportunities, and it has a beautiful um, neighbors and neighborhoods. So Lucy went to see it, and she fell in love right away. It had been the most beautiful garden ever, and since Mo's grandma and great grandma lived there, it was a family, uh, long family house. So the trees were all mature, and there were lots of fruits and vegetables available, so Lucy never had to buy any food. And Mo also happened to mention that there's a big grocery store and church there, and also there's a school. So Lucy was looking into school, and she found the school very close to where Mo's grandma lived, in walking distance. So she was so happy, and she wasted no time, and she moved in there right away. And she went in there, she was living very, very extremely happily, and the house was big and beautiful, and the main attraction was the garden, lots of fruits and vegetables. So Lucy never had to worry about getting food to eat. She always had enough. Only thing she brought is she bought some grains. Beside that, there was a lot of fruits and vegetables, and there were chicken for eggs and meats, and there were fishes on the pond. So she had everything what she needed to survive. Even though she didn't buy the grain, she would have survived just fine because there was so much food in that their countryside home. And Mo told her that she could either rent it or buy it, and she chose to buy it because it wasn't so much. Mo gave her a really good deal because he wanted to sell that property. He wasn't going to go live in the countryside. His job was in the city. So Lucy bought that place. She was happy living there. And as winter came, so Lucy wanted to go see what's in the shed because she's gonna have to store all the fruits and vegetables she picked up for the winter. So as she opened the shed door and went inside, she noticed that it felt real spooky and was extremely cold. But she knew that because a big freezer was there, obviously it's going to be cold. So as she opened the door for the freezer room, and there were a lot of noises coming as if many people were talking, children were talking, and it was like a totally different feeling. The feeling was very spooky and not good, and everybody was talking. So she went inside and looked into the freezer. There were some fruits and vegetables and old meat were still sitting in the freezer, which was left from her grandma's, Mo's grandma. So Lucy just looked at it, and then she came out, and then she closed the door and locked it because her feeling wasn't really good in that room. So beside that room, everything else was fine, but that room had a really spooky feeling and a lot of noises and very extremely cold. So then Lucy came and talked to the villagers about it, and the villagers said what that wood said was there for years, hundred of years. So this was a servant quarter. Many servants have lived on it, so could have been like somebody was there and they died or something attached, some kind of stories or something which the country people or the villagers didn't know it. Their great grandparents knew it. So anyway, Lucy decided not to go there alone, and whenever she went to put food or take out food, she went with other people, and she knew about it. So that's the story about the garden set. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll see you with many more. Bye bye.